So anyway, we will get started. All right. So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another one of our Blue STEM Award author chats. My name is Kim Rudden. I am the publicity co-chair of the Blue STEM Award. We also have our other co-chair. I'll turn over to you, Heather, to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Heather Cribbs. I'm the other publicity co-chair and also a STEM teacher.
And I'm Carolyn Kinsella. I'm the executive secretary for ISLE, which is the organization that offers the Blue STEM Award. So we're welcome and happy to have everybody here from ISLE.
And we have some schools with us today. We have Greenbrier Elementary, we have Milne Grove Elementary, we have Western Trails Elementary, Horace Mann, and Robert Clow Elementary School here today. And most important, we have with us author Jennifer L. Holm. She's going to answer some questions about her Blue STEM nominated book. And I'm going to turn it over to her for a moment to introduce herself. And then we are going to have questions from our readers for the rest of the time. So Ms. Holm, I'll turn it over to you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm so happy to be Zooming in with you guys. And I'm thrilled to hear all your questions about my latest novel, The Lion of Mars. It's behind me on the spinner rack. So let's get to it. I want to hear what the kids have to say.
Awesome. All right. So we're going to go with Ms. Sanchez's class. So if you guys want to ask your questions, we'll turn it over to you.
My name is Emily. What was your inspiration for writing this novel?
Oh, that is such a good question. Thank you. So I would say the inspiration actually had to do with the past, even though this is a science fiction novel, right? It takes place in 2091. It was really inspired by my father's family. So my dad's family came from Finland in the 1800s and they moved to Washington State. And they never got to talk to people like their family they left behind. And, you know, phones weren't that common in the late 1800s. And so it was almost like they were going to Mars. And they became farmers. And as farmers, they had to be very self-sufficient. So I started thinking, you know, if we were actually going to go to Mars, it would kind of be in a similar situation as my family. We'd get there and we'd have to figure out how to do everything for ourselves. You know, we'd have to raise our crops and make our habitat. We wouldn't be able to run to Target to pick up mac and cheese. We'd have to just do it all ourselves. So that was the inspiration. Good question.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Iola, and what was your process for writing about Mars?
Research process. Oh, I prefer the recess process, actually. So it was really interesting. So I actually ended up talking to a lot of people, scientists and engineers who are currently working on the mission to get to Mars. I talked to scientists at NASA, doctors who are going up to the International Space Station. I talked to engineers who are figuring out how habitats will be created on Mars. And I actually joined the Mars Society, which is a group, it's like a public-private organization where you can just talk to scientists. So I ended up just talking to a lot of people who are trying to get us to Mars. Good question.
Thank you. So Ms. Dubin's class, you guys are next. And after Ms. Dubin, Ms. Balian, you guys will be the next group up.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Emily, and I was wondering, when you make a book, how long does it take?
Wow. You know what? It totally varies. For my novels, you know, they have been taking me like 3 to 4 years because I also make Baby Mouse and Squish and the Sunny series. And so when I'm writing a novel, I'm doing it in the in-between times of the illustrated books. So it really varies. Good question.
All right, Jenny. Look right here, so you see yourself.
My name is Johnny, and have you ever met any other authors?
I have. Let's see. Do you guys know Shannon Hale? She did Princess in Black. Let's see who else. Raina Telgemeier. Smile. What about Dan Santat? So yeah, there's kids authors like to hang out with other kids authors.
Thank you. All right, Miss Bailey's class, and then next will be Milne Grove.
Hi, I'm Ellie, and what inspired the characters?
Good question. So the most direct inspiration was actually for Leo. Leo the cat was inspired by my very fat cat named Augie, who loves to eat. So he is Leo. He will go anywhere to eat anything. In fact, if you leave a cantaloupe on the kitchen counter, he will eat through the rind of the cantaloupe to get to the orange part. He is a very hungry cat. So that was the main inspiration, was Leo.
Hi, I'm Noah. Have you thought of your next book? Any new books?
Yeah, so we have a new Baby Mouse book that's coming out this fall. It's called Baby Mouse Besties. It's a big baby mouse, so that's exciting. And I'm trying to think, we're working on a new Sunny book, and I just started a new novel that's just in very early stages. So that'll probably take another 3 years.
All right, so Milne Grove, you're up, and then Klaus School, you'll be after them.
You're good. Just go down a little bit. There you go.
How's the life being
I'm so sorry. I
You
couldn't
said,
hear.
what is it like being an author?
Oh, what is it like? It's pretty good. I get to like wear my slippers to work because I work from home. I get to talk to cool kids like you guys. I have really good coworkers like my cats. They come and hang out with me during the day. So it's pretty fun.
Who's going to be our next one? Matilda, you want to do it? You want to go? Go ahead. Okay. Well, hold on. Who has the next question? Matilda. You're good right there.
curious about how long did it take to think of fiction books?
I'm I just couldn't
get
hear
that?
you. No.
How long does it take to think of your idea for a fiction novel?
You know, usually that's not the hard part. The hard part isn't getting the idea. Usually I'll get an idea and I'll even kind of figure out the whole arc of the book, you know, like the beginning, the middle, and the end. What's hard is the first draft. My first drafts are usually terrible, and probably yours are too, because the first time you do anything, you're usually not good at it. Like first time you sit down to try to play the piano, probably not going to have a good song. So what I like is revising. So I don't know if you guys are doing revisions in schools or drafting, but usually what happens with most authors is our first draft is not very good, but as we revise, it gets better, gets more interesting. We get to hook all the little clues together. So that's what I really like.
All right, Klaus School, you guys are up. Oh, I can't hear you. I don't know if anyone else can.
I think you might be muted. You're still muted. Technology, I know.
Mhm.
I feel your pain. You know what, worst comes to worst, you can just put the question in the chat.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I
fine.
was going to say. So we'll go to Miss Sanchez's class, and then we're going to come back to you. And if it's not working, if you want to put your question in the chat, then we'll answer it that way. But take your time and try to figure out. We're going to go to Miss Sanchez, and then we're going to go back to Klaus School. So go ahead, Miss Sanchez's class.
Hi, my name's Molly, and if you had to go to Mars one day, or if you wanted to, once it's possible, would you?
So this actually is a conversation that my husband and I have all the time. My husband loves space. He actually applied to be an astronaut. He got rejected, but he tried. No, I think it would be very cold. I would miss running water. I would miss blue skies and grass, and I live by the ocean. I'd miss the ocean a lot. So I don't think I would enjoy it. Also, I get car sick. So I think I would get really space sick. So going up in a rocket, you get very space sick. So I'll leave it to braver souls to do the mission to Mars.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. I love your hat.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Campbell, and what is something you learned in your research about Mars that was like really cool?
Yeah. So the thing that I learned that was the most interesting was usually when you like watch a movie about Mars or like read an old-fashioned book about Mars, they have like pictures of what the habitats are going to be like. And they're usually like glass domes on the surface of Mars. That's usually where people live. That's what you imagine. But when I was actually talking to engineers who are trying to figure out how to live on Mars, they suggested and said, people are probably not going to live on the surface of Mars, even though that's what we've seen in science fiction before, because Mars is really cold. It's very dangerous on the surface. There's a lot of radiation. There's a lot of dust, which is dangerous. And so there are, they think the best thing would be to put a habitat underground, and that would be the safest way to live on Mars. So it's a weird concept to go all the way up to another planet and then just live underground, but that's probably what we're going to end up doing.
All right, so we're going to go
Thank
back
you
to
so
Klaus School. Thanks. And then Ms. Dubin will be to you next.
Can you hear me yet?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I think we just had the wrong microphone. All right, go ahead, Juliana.
Hi, my name is Juliana. What made you call the book Lion of Mars when there's no lion in the book?
I know. No lion in the book, but what is in the book? Meow, meow. Who likes cats? Who are crazy cat people like me? Team cat. Okay, Team cat for the win. So because Leo's a cat, and Belle is a cat lover, and we call it the Lion of Mars because what did we learn about Belle? He learned that lions who don't live in tribes don't survive, right? They need a family, they need a crew. Like you guys need friends and class and a family. Lions need that too. So in a way, Belle trying to get all the countries to get together and be friends, he was like the lion who was uniting Mars. I know, one of those tricky titles.
Okay, thank you, Juliana. All right, we have another.
Hi, my name is Henry, and I wanted to know what inspired you to start writing.
Wow, what inspired me to start writing? Actually, so the first, I started my career doing mostly historical fiction, and my first book was a book called Our Only May Amelia, and that was inspired by my dad's Finnish family that I was telling you about. And I was inspired to write that because I wanted to learn more about my family. I like writing about family history.
All right, Miss Dubin.
Hi, my name is Taylor. What book or series did you first make?
So the first book I wrote was Our Only May Amelia. I guess my first comic book series was Baby Mouse. So, but good question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay. Look right there. You're right here. Okay.
Hi, I'm Ahana. And
Talk a little louder, sweetie.
Hi, I'm Ahana. And what genre do you like
To write?
To read.
to read?
Read. Oh my, very scandalous. I like to read romance. Got to keep love alive, you guys.
Yeah.
Been
Thank
married for 20 years.
Thank you.
All right, Miss Balian's class, you guys are up. And then after that, Milne Grove, you guys will be next.
All right, go ahead, friends.
Hi, I'm Claire, and I want to know how long did it take you to get your book like published and edited and stuff?
That's an excellent question. So, I'd finished of course, what's one of the weird things about the book is that there's an illness in the book, right? But I had actually finished the book before, like a year before COVID hit. And what happens when you're editing a book is you go through pretty much 2 stages. You first work with an editor who's like your teacher. They want you to make your book as good as possible. So I worked with my editor on the book for about like 2 years to get the manuscript in shape. And then after that, it goes to what's called a copy editor. Now, copy editor is kind of like Grammarly. So, they check your punctuation, they check your grammar, they check your facts. And that takes another 6 months. And then usually the book is completely finished like a year before it's published. So it takes like a good 2 to 3 years, because my book isn't the only book they're working on. So your editor is working on many, many books. I'm just one of them.
Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm wondering how long it takes to write a book.
Yes, it can take, between, like, I would say for me, it takes usually like 2 to 4 years. Good question.
All right, Milne Grove, you guys are up, and then Klaus School, you'll be after them. So if you want to be ready.
All right, Kellen, talk real loud, tell your name and ask your question.
My name is Kellen, and what was your favorite book to write?
Oh, what was my favorite book to write? You know what? I really loved writing Line of Mars. And part of it was because I had never really written science fiction before. And sometimes when you do something that's outside your comfort zone, it can be a little scary, right? But it can also be really exciting. So I loved writing it.
Okay, Carlington, smile. Nice and loud.
Hi, my name is Heather, and would you write a book about somebody you love?
Would I write a book about somebody I love? I did in Line of Mars. I love my cat Augie, and he is a character. He's a cat who likes to eat. So yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, that's sweet. I've never been asked that.
All right, Klaus School.
Okay, tell your name.
Hi, my name is Joey. Why don't you write picture books?
Guess what? I have written 2 picture books. A Baby Mouse picture book, and then the Brave Knight and Evil Princess picture book. So I don't do them often, just once in a while. But good question.
All right, thank you. All right, next question.
Hi, my name is Ellie, and how do you get all your creative ideas for writing a book?
You know what? Sometimes I'll just be, often I don't get my ideas when I'm sitting at my desk. Usually, lately, I've been getting them when I'm driving my kids to school. And so when I come up with an idea, I tell them to like write it into their phone and text it to me. So they've become my little secretaries. They have to pay for college some way.
Right. All right, everyone, we're going to change it just a little bit. We're going to keep the same order, but since we're kind of in the second half, we're going to do one question from each school to try to get as many questions from each school as possible. So we're back to Ms. Sanchez's class. Ms. Dubin, you'll be next. So this time around, we're going to go around and ask one question till we're out of time. So go ahead, Ms. Sanchez's class.
Hi, I'm Sasha, and what is some advice you would give to someone who wants to write a book?
What is some advice? So I would say a good thing to do is of course read, but I know you guys are already doing that. Another good thing is to do what's called fan fiction. So the way an artist, a traditional, like a painter, learns their craft is by copying master paintings. So what they do is they'll try to copy, a painting of the Mona Lisa. And by doing that, they're learning a lot of skills of painting, shading and perspective. So I think doing that in a similar way for writing will help you become a writer. So if there's a book that you love, say The Lion of Mars, you can just write an extra chapter or a different chapter about, maybe write a different ending, and because you can just use my characters and you already have a setting. And do that for a bunch of books, and you'll learn a lot of the same tools in your writerly toolbox. And eventually you're going to want to write your own idea.
Hi, my name is Kaylee, and my question is, what's your favorite book that you have written?
So I do love The Line of Mars. I think my favorite graphic novel is Sunny Side Up, the first one. So it's hard, right? Because like books are like our children, and you moms, we love all of our kids, but we know like one of our kids is really tidy and the other one has a very messy room with a lot of dirty socks. So
Thank you.
All right, Miss Bailey, and you're next, and after that'll be Milne Grove.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Nora, and I'm wondering what like book recommendations you have.
Do you want specifically with sci-fi?
Yeah, like for sci-fi.
So we love sci-fi over here at Man School, and we loved Lion of Mars. So we're wondering if you have any other suggestions. We're hoping you write more sci-fi, but we wonder if you have any other suggestions for sci-fi books.
I love that you love sci-fi. So I am working on a sci-fi book. I definitely got the sci-fi bug now. So I think the Newbery from last year, I'm going to pronounce it incorrect. Is it La Quintitista? Or it's CU. I feel like I need to Google it. The Newbery winner from last year is science fiction. Anything by Stuart Gibbs. I love his stuff. Have you read his stuff? That's really fun. I would start there. So I think there is not a lot of sci-fi for kids at the moment. I think more people are starting. There's more young adult for teens, but we're a little missing in the middle grade world.
Thank you.
So welcome.
Thanks for writing another one.
All right, Milne Grove, you're up now, and then Crow School, you'll be next.
Okay, go ahead, tell her your
My
name.
name
and
is
ask your question.
Roman.
Louder.
My name is Roman. I was wondering, have you ever done a book with somebody else to help you?
So I do all my graphic novels with somebody else. So Baby Mouse and Squish and the Sunny series, I make them with my baby brother, Matt. Can you imagine working with your sibling? Crazy, right? Yeah, I've been working with Matt for about 20 years now, and he's not sick of me quite yet.
Hi, my name is Katerina, and I was wondering, what is the setting of the sci-fi book you're working on right now?
Oh, this is a sci-fi book. It's Earth. It's future Earth.
Ooh. Any other spoilers you can give us?
There's a dog in it this time, not a cat. See yet again, I feel like the world of children is divided in cat lovers and dog lovers with a couple hamster lovers on the side, you know.
All right, Miss Sanchez's class, you're going to be next, and then Miss Dubin, you'll be after that.
Hi, my name's Maeve. What are besides writing, what are your other hobbies?
Oh, my other hobbies, you know, loading the dishwasher, folding laundry, vacuuming. No. Yes, I do all of that. But I grew up in Pennsylvania, in the middle of Pennsylvania, and now I live in California. I live in Southern California, and I live about a mile from the beach, and I love biking down to the beach. And looking at the ocean never gets old. And every time I go over the hill and say the ocean, I drive my kids nuts and say, the ocean is right there. But because people in California are so spoiled, they just like see the ocean, they're like, meh, bored. I'm not bored by it.
Okay. Hello, I'm Miles. Are you gonna make another Line of Mars book?
I got asked that. At the moment, I don't know. It's really sometimes it's up to the publisher whether they do a sequel. So we'll see. We'll see if they ask me. If I did a sequel, I would like it to kind of focus on the nannies who brought the kids to Mars.
Thank you.
All right, so we have three more. So we have the Baleen School, Milne Grove, and then Clow. And then I think we can just stop after that. Then everyone would have an equal amount of questions. And that should put us right at 30 minutes. So Miss Baleen's class, if you want to, you're next, and then Milne Grove, and then we'll finish with Clow.
We are indecisive as to what question to ask, so you can go ahead and skip.
No,
No.
So Milne Grove.
All right, go.
How much books have you written?
How many?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I think, I'm not sure how many exactly. I'm with my brother Matt, we've done about 40, and I think I've done about 15 or so on my own.
Klaus School.
Gosh, I think she's answered a lot of our questions. Any teachers have questions? Anything? No, gosh, very thorough visit.
Okay.
Perfect.
If you want to write it, what do you think your job would be instead?
So you know what? That's a good question. I actually had a whole career before I became a writer. I was what's called a broadcast producer. I used to make television commercials in New York City for like stuff you guys love, like Huggies baby diapers. You don't love diapers? Oh wait, Huggies baby wipes. I made commercials for those. I'm not hearing any cheering. How about I worked on Little Hershey's Kisses. That was fun. Thumbs up to kiss. Okay, there we go.
All right. Well, thank you to Jennifer L. Holm for answering our questions today. We got so many questions in. And thank all of the schools for asking such awesome questions. So before we unmute and say goodbye, Mrs. Holm, do you have anything you want to say to us?
I would say just keep reading and have a great rest of the school year. Okay, guys?
All right. So you guys can unmute and say your goodbyes, and we will see you next time. Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.